obviously the goal was to have kind of put you guys in the best position to win both in Honduras and this weekend. Given that you controlled your own destiny in Honduras, you don't control your own destiny this weekend. Can you just talk about your decision of the lineups you played and how you were thinking approaching the week?
Well, I said all along we didn't want to sacrifice either thing, so we put out a strong lineup, the strongest lineup we played in CCL. We put in some guys that actually we hadn't played, like a Ridgewell, and starting players, Rodney Wallace, some of these guys that we felt we needed to bolster our team a little bit, but we also didn't want to be chewed up and have to sacrifice the opportunity to get in the playoffs. It'd be a real shame if we ended up having a chance to get in the playoffs because Vancouver slips and we didn't take care of business. So that's, for me, that I don't know if I could live with myself knowing that there's a chance to get in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, we didn't sacrifice anything. We put out a good lineup. We had won 3 games, got 9 points with a lesser lineup. Just didn't fall in that game. So ultimately, we took it seriously. Ultimately, we got burned the first 5 minutes. First one was a wonder goal. I mean, it was, I think, number 1 in ESPN plays of the night. A bit lucky, but that's soccer. It happens. We gave up 2 goals in the first 5 minutes and, fought back, but in the end, we fell short. But like I said, we took it very seriously. We knew we had a chance to get out of the group. We also knew we had a +2 margin. We knew we had gotten results with a similar lineup before. We felt we needed a few more guys in this game, being that it was going to be on the road. But also we knew we had to rest a few guys to be ready to give ourselves the opportunity to make the playoffs.
And you feel like resting players like Valeri and Nagbe, who ended up coming in, but not putting them in the starting lineup, will help you Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we have 7 guys now that are rested. But I think, again, you saw in the game, as soon as the game got away from us, I put Valeri in at halftime, and I put, essentially every attacking player I had in the last 20 minutes of the game to try to get a goal. We probably should have. We had the one where Maxey passed off to Darlington. We had a couple others, Gaston. But in the end, we fell short. But the nice thing is, we move on from that, and we've got 7 guys that are rested, and there'll be a few guys that have to get turned around. But we're in a great position now, and I think that was the goal all along. Try to win this game with a good lineup. But either way, win, lose, or win or loss, we knew we would have rested legs for this game.
Chara wasn't even in the 18, so I just wanted to check. Is he fine, or is that just the same?
Yeah, he's fine. We rested Ka, we rested Chara. I mean, in the end, in some positions, you're not going to sub. So that's why we kept an Adi, a Valeri, and a Nagbe, because we felt if we needed a goal, like we did, that we could go to the bench. But there was no reason to dress a Ka or a Diego Chara if they weren't going to start, because those guys play in positions where you're not going to sub them into the game. But like I said, we needed some firepower in case we needed a goal, and good thing we did. But in the end, it didn't matter, and we couldn't find the goal, even though we put in Valeriati and Nagbe. We have our best attacking players.
Moving forward to tomorrow, obviously, like I said before, you guys don't control your fate, but you are preparing like this is a very big game. And how do you kind of make that mentality? The guys aren't focused on the Vancouver game, but...
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty easy because it's kind of been that situation the last several games where we can't play the other games. We can only control our games. And, these guys have been in good form. We've lost 1 game in the last 8, and, we've been pretty much doing everything we can. Obviously, it would have been nice to get the 3 points against Salt Lake, but we're the better team. We played well. Again, just didn't fall. Romano had a good game. These guys, you can see how bad they want it. And, as it turns out, we're going to be the last team in or the last team out. But we don't want the season to end. And, we don't want today to be our last practice. It's one of the things we talked about. And, these guys want to keep the season going. We feel like we've earned the right to be in the playoffs. We feel like we're a good enough team to be in the playoffs, especially with our recent run form and how we've been playing. Obviously we've proved that, beating Vancouver 3-0, 3-0. So, we feel like we can compete with the best team in this league, but we're in a situation now where, like I said, we're the last team in or the last team out. And we're going to do everything we can to be the last team in. And, from our standpoint, doing everything we can is getting 3 points. And like I said, the worst thing that can happen is Vancouver slips up and, we didn't get the job done against Dallas. We'd be really kicking ourselves. So we want to, at the very least, put ourselves in a position where if Vancouver slips up, we're in the playoffs.